YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy True Thought. It's been a while. It's been a long while, longer than I actually planned. I've been having an absence from you. Just been trying to focus on school and things of that nature. Um, so this is month, I don't know, I got here in November. So this is what, month 6 for me, being at Fort Huachuca. So I really just want to make this video to address, I guess, a question that I had that someone gave to me on one of my videos earlier. Dealing with keeping communication, or the best ways to keep communication with your family while you're in basic. Before I start, I just want to say, hopefully everyone so far has had a great 2017. Hopefully those of you who are getting ready for basic training, hopefully my videos have been pretty helpful to you. Remember, make sure you're getting in shape before you leave for basic. If you're going to be one of those who swears in and leaves for basic the same day or a couple of days later, before you go to swear in, make sure that you are getting yourself in shape. That's only going to help you. It's only going to help you make it through basic training a lot better, to make basic training easier. Again, basic training is not easy, but you can make it easier for you physically, at least, if you do what you need to do ahead of time and getting yourself ready. So just to the issue of or the question of the most effective ways of keeping in contact with your family. So in a general sense, it's going to be through letters. So when you first get to reception, you'll have an opportunity where they'll take you to the shop at, and they'll tell you some things that you need to purchase. One of those things that you need to make sure you purchase are stamps, envelopes, and writing paper, or writing pads, so that way you can actually write your letters. Like I said, in the general sense, letters are going to be the best way and most consistent way for you to keep in contact with your family. It was for me. I wrote letters all the time, whether I was on CQ, which you're not really supposed to do, or if it was like a Sunday and it was kind of a day where you weren't doing too much in the morning. I wrote and wrote and wrote as many as possible. I think there were 2 days. I don't remember what those days were now. I think there were 2 days where the mail was picked up and then delivered. And so I just made sure that every time the mail was going to be picked up, that I had something to put in the mail, and so that way I could keep in consistent contact with my family. Now, depending on your drill sergeants, will also determine whether or not you get some phone time, whether it be a little bit of phone time or a lot of phone time or no phone time. It really is depending on your drill sergeants and what they believe in. So for my basic training, we got our phones twice. We got our phones, well, 3 times technically. We got our phones the first time when we phased from red phase to white phase, and we got it for 8 minutes. We could talk to our family for 8 minutes. The second time we got it was when we went from white phase to blue phase. And then the third time, same thing, 8 minutes. And then the third time we got our cell phones. It was really brief, actually. It's just because we were purchasing flights for HBO, which is holiday block leave during Christmas. And so they gave us the opportunity to call our families just to kind of help arrange that. I do know there were other companies who got their phones every Sunday. They may have gotten their phones every Sunday for 2-3 hours. There are some companies that didn't get their phones at all from start to finish. It just kind of depends on, again, the drill sergeants and the leadership that's in charge of your company, and how they believe basic training should be run. Like anything else, I've talked to people. Soldiers here who come from Jackson, they come from Benning, they come from Sill, they come from Leonard Wood, and I've heard different differing experiences, sometimes from BCT station to BCT station, sometimes in the same BCT station, but there's still differences within companies. So it really depends on your drill sergeants. What I would say is I would not go to basic training banking on getting phone time, or banking on getting a lot of phone time, or even a little bit of phone time. I would go to basic training with the mindset that you're going to be communicating with your family through old school mail. Do that. One of the things that really helped me out a lot, along with the mails, I requested a lot of pictures, especially, I think they have probably been about, I want to say maybe 3 weeks that I was there before I really received the letter. And every time I sent a reply, I was happy to get the letter, but every time I sent a reply, I always sent back a request for pictures. Getting pictures of my wife and of my daughter really helped me through just being able to see their faces, It does a lot for you mentally to be able to read words from your family and loved ones, but also be able to see your family and loved ones as well. So I would bank more on that. Again, that you may have a different experience when you get there. You may get your phones every weekend for a few hours, or you may get it, one time, in between phases for a couple of minutes, or again, you might not get them at all. So it just completely depends on the drill sergeants that you have at that time. Make sure your family knows that your communication with them, it's not going to be. There may not be a lot of communication, and that's okay. It's normal, especially when you get to white phase, because in white phase is where you do most of your training. So a lot of times you're gone for most of the day, so you don't really have an opportunity to write anything unless you can sneak it sometimes, but that's kind of frowned upon. And then when you get back to your barracks, you're normally exhausted because you've been going all day long for long hours. So that's the most effective way of communicating with your family during basic training. Just make sure you're writing letters. If you don't know how to write a letter, look it up. How to address a letter, so that way you're not one of those people. We had one guy who happened to quite a bit. He would write a letter, do the put the address and all that kind of good stuff, stamp it, throw it in the mail, and then a week and a half later he's receiving mail from himself because he put his family's address in the wrong place and his address in the wrong place. So make sure you understand how to do that, so that way you're not getting ragged on by your drill sergeants. Keep this in mind as well, that there are some things that are allowed to be shipped to you and other things that are not allowed to be shipped to you. So something as small as a newspaper article is not allowed to be shipped to you. So let your family know that. For me, I'm a big sports fan, so my wife tried to send me newspaper clippings from the Washington Post to keep me up to date. Drill sergeant saw that and took those away from me, because you're not allowed to have anything from the outside world, really. As far as the news is concerned, candy, that's not allowed. Things of that nature are not allowed. They can't send you drinks, they can't send you food. Those things are not allowed to be sent through the mail. It's not to say that some people don't try to get them sent to them, and it's not to say that some people aren't successful in it, but they're not allowed. So just kind of understand that if your family does send you any of those kinds of things, that more than likely they're going to be taken and thrown away or thrown in storage. What else? You are also, I guess that probably depends on your drill sergeant too. So sometimes you are allowed books. You're allowed religious books and military books. Again, depending on your drill sergeant, you might be allowed to have a different kind of book. But mostly and generally speaking, you're not allowed to have any other reading materials, except for military reading or religious reading. So keep that in mind as well when you're requesting your family to send you different things. So again, just load up on paper, load up on stamps, write in your free time as much as possible. Even if you're writing out, I know there are times I would write 2 or 3 letters to my wife a night. I may not mail them all at the same time, or sometimes I would, and then I'll wait for the next letter to come back to me. But that's really going to be the most effective and the most consistent way that you'll be able to be in contact with your family. So make sure they're prepared for that. Make sure you're prepared for that as well. All right. So you all take care. I'm about to relax again here at Fort Huachuca, or as we call it, Fort We Got You. It's interesting place here. Lots of desert, which I'm not used to. I'm from Washington, D.C. area, where it's buildings and grass and trees and flowers. Here it's no grass. It's pretty much like I don't know what to call it. It's pretty much brown stick grass and small cactus bushes and dirt, brownness. The mountains, though, I will say the mountains are amazing. You never get tired of the views. The views never get old here. But again, you guys take care. Sorry for being gone for so long. I will try. Promise you, I will try to make more videos a little more consistent. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please leave them in my comment section. Please encourage other people to follow me. Again, I'll try to be a little more consistent, more consistent than I have as of late, and making some videos for you. So you all take care. God bless. Peace.